Alex, the only child of poor immigrants, enjoys spending time on the computer and quickly realizes how to make money online, which isn't yet strictly regulated. But his ambitions take him too far, and he finds himself at the epicenter of black markets and hacker attacks, making headlines worldwide. The film is based on real events. Alex and his parents moved from Ukraine to Canada. They can't afford a big city and end up in London, Ontario, a remote Canadian town. But even there, they live from gas station to paycheck. His mother works tirelessly as an accountant at a bank, and his father has never been able to settle down in a foreign country or make close connections there. Alex also has problems in communication, and his only friend is his mother's computer. From games and various other entertainment, he quickly moves on to programming and studying the banking system. His idols are people like Bill Gates and Steve Jobs. He dreams of the same and, like them, changing the world for the better. Even as a schoolboy, he finds a way to make money online without leaving home, to influence and earn money for higher education, which is very expensive in Canada, while his parents are still unhappy and continue to quarrel over the harsh living conditions. One day, Alex hears news on television about a hacker attack on the stock markets orchestrated by Mr. Z and his dark web organization. Z sent his appeal, which was broadcast on all news channels worldwide. Returning home, the boy finds his mother distraught to the point of tears. She's been laid off from her job at the bank and now faces eviction. They have no savings to continue paying the mortgage on the house. Alex unhesitatingly gives his mother everything he saved for college from his part-time jobs. It's enough for a couple of months. The boy harbors anger at his employer for treating his mother so badly. Moreover, with the deadline approaching, he finds himself in dire need of the money for the semester. And then Alex remembers the dark web. Gaining access to this site isn't easy, and the task becomes stealing a credit card number. To do this, Alex creates a fake online store, and a bully from his school falls for the trick, leaving his information there for a purchase. This is how the guy manages to get the first level of access, Soldier, for his profile. With this, Alex begins reselling things. Why can they be bought on the dark web much cheaper than in a store? He doesn't particularly think about selling laptops, jewelry, watches, a phone. All this brings in a good income, and in just a month, the guy earns more than in 4 years. Having saved up the required amount, he goes to Toronto, where expenses increase, which means his earnings should also increase, especially since he now also supports his parents. Alex goes one step further and uses fake documents to sell more expensive items. He has to be more careful, because in a big city where the police are more actively monitoring the black market. But in the stores where they buy such goods, no one knows him, and Alex is quickly brushed off. A stranger notices his ordeal and approaches the guy with an offer to sell his goods for a percentage of the deal. It's foolish to trust the first person you meet on the street, but Alex doesn't want to leave without money, so he takes a risk. Sai keeps his money in his pocket, and their partnership promises to be profitable. The cunning and sociable man has many useful contacts, and he and Alex begin working together, selling more and more goods. Sai teaches them how to deal with black market participants, including police officers, whose goodwill depends on their favor, and he makes special offers. Z launches another attack on the banking system, issuing a petition in which he compares bankers who sell people predatory loans to drug dealers and criminals. These words make an impression on Alex, who, after all, is involved in mortgages, is partly responsible for his risky dealings. He decides to abandon his studies at university entirely and takes on a Robin Hood-esque mission, using Sai's connections to attack the morally corrupted rich. They obtain an unlimited card from one of them, and using fake passports and disguises, they withdraw a large sum from his account. Despite the audacity of their plan, their actions go unpunished. While Sai spends time in nightclubs, Alex, haunted by injustice and social inequality, decides to launch an attack on the very bank that fired his mother. On the appointed day, he visits a branch posing as a loan applicant and secretly inserts a flash drive into the computer of one of the employees. The computer starts glitching and Alex is about to leave, but this time things don't go smoothly. His plans are uncovered, and the bank's head of security threatens Alex with police action and long prison terms if he doesn't reveal where he got the flash drive containing the virus. Unwilling to reveal the dark web devices, the hacker offers a deal in return. He fixes the system's vulnerabilities, and the bank will be able to present this story as an internal security audit without losing its reputation with clients for the work done. The bank will drop all claims against Alex. This works, and what's more, Alex becomes famous on the dark web, having actually managed to bypass a very complex security system, as even Mr. Z himself notes. A few days later, Alex receives messages from the dark web hacker's girlfriend. Dabasai, wanting to help his friend's love life, sets up a date with Kira on his behalf. She doesn't reveal anything about herself, but only listens to the guy's stories. The girl turns out to be more experienced in hacking and knows the importance of anonymity. They discuss Mr. Z and are excited about the idea of meeting him. Kira joins the guys to take on more ambitious projects, more fake passports and credit cards, inexpensive items and wealthy buyers. After a while, Sai begins to question the girl's connections. She's been making too much money from her deals and contacts, and he still doesn't trust the new team member. Suddenly, she's a backup duck. One day, Kira suggests that Alex leave Sai in Toronto and go with her to Hong Kong, where there are far more opportunities to earn money. Alex invites Roosevelt, the man who gave him his first job on the dark web, to a personal meeting. The guy thanks the man and asks about Kira, but Roosevelt hasn't heard anything about her, and this is very suspicious. The relationship between Sai and Kira is getting worse. He doesn't like the risky style of the girl, who wants to increase sales and chooses unjust buyers. They arrive at the base with a whole truckload of goods, but Kira and Sai start a squabble right during the negotiations. The buyers also get nervous and take out their weapons. Sai and Kira apologize to each other for their outbursts, and Kira reveals that she was trying to sell the gangsters goods, and they don't like their time wasted. Fearing for the safety of their business in Toronto, the trio moves to Hong Kong. Alex hoped that after their move, everything would change, but this does not happen. The relationship remains strained, and although now there is plenty of money, he lacks the meaning of life for some project with a greater purpose. Moreover, the team begins to lose vigilance, and sometimes Alex forgets to check credit cards before visiting a store. In this case, when trying to pay, the bank immediately notifies the sellers about fraud, and the trio increasingly have to flee the scene of the crime. Say, on the other hand, absolutely does not care about any attempts to change the world. The same cannot be said about parties and women on his birthday. He starts a fight in a club, after which his friends are sent to jail. After this, he tries to make amends by recklessly withdrawing money from an unlimited card once stolen in Toronto. This becomes the last straw for Alex. He loses patience and breaks off all ties with his friend. He and Kira continue working together, withdrawing cash from ATMs and leaving dark web business cards at the crime scene. Having stolen $2.5 million, they manage to make international news. The couple should move again to cover their tracks. Kira suggests they quit, as this money will last them a long time. But Alex can't stop. He wants to continue his revenge on bankers and corporations. The girl has other plans for her life and kisses the guy right during a passionate speech about retribution, when suddenly they are interrupted by a personal message from Z. He praises Alex and awards him the highest status on the dark web. The guy uses this opportunity to schedule a personal meeting with his boss. A call from a hidden number immediately comes on the phone, and together with Kira, they go to meet a man in a wheelchair whose body is covered in scars. He warns that by agreeing to work for him, you become his property. There is no room for error. But not only Alex, but all his loved ones will also be in danger after the meeting. Alex receives a call from Sai, who wants to continue working with the partners and promises to change. He waits for Alex and Kira in their rooms, but before they arrive, he's tracked down by Colombians using a stolen card from whom Sai had recently withdrawn money. Returning home, the partners discover their friend murdered, and Kira stops the shocked Alex, who tries to call the police and an ambulance. It's time to go into hiding again, and the next stop is New York. There, the accomplices continue working on projects for Z, and they post news and footage of the murder of the senator responsible for the stock market bills online. This causes the stock market to crash, allowing Z to buy them at a low price. Since the murder turns out to be a lie, the market will rise again, allowing Z to make a fortune. Z pays generously for the job, but on the way home, Alex and Kira are kidnapped by masked men. Alex wakes up alone and can't reach his girlfriend or boss. He goes to Bangkok, where he and Kira had agreed to meet. If anything goes wrong and he doesn't find her at the appointed place, he remembers his parents and calls his mother, promising to come back in 2 days. Alex goes to an internet cafe where he discovers the dark web is blocked, and the news reports that Z has been arrested and his right-hand man, Kip, killed during his arrest. Meanwhile, the card he paid for the session is blocked, and the teller receives a call from the bank. Alex can't believe the girl is dead, but doesn't have time to find out if Kira left any clues that she's alive. The police arrive and take him away. Alex is charged with fraud and sent to a Thai prison. He finds himself completely cut off from the rest of the world. The unknown and loneliness drive him crazy, stuck in a cage. Alex begins to think about life. He reads a lot of books, gradually changing his views and priorities. He is saved by thoughts of his mother, who is waiting for him. 2 years later, the boy is released without the revelation that he was imprisoned under a false identity. Upon his release, he meets Kira, alive and well. She herself had once been imprisoned and made a deal with the police. Afterwards, she went undercover and used Alex to contact her anonymous boss, Mr. Z. However, she began to develop genuine feelings for him and truly wanted to escape with him from the authorities and Mr. Z. However, she was interrupted by the law's strange men, who separated them and kidnapped Alex. Kira gives Alex his real passport to avoid any problems or unnecessary questions about his criminal record at the border. The hacker now has a second chance to live his life as an honest person. The film's title is in the description for this remake. Do you think Alex can achieve success the honest way? After all, the memory of easy money can't let go of him. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Bye.